whimsical, imaginative, creative. I really love what I've seen so far, guys, from Susei Hoshi. Amazing. It's my third video now. It was like, God, it's so crazy. I got into, people recommended me to react and review to BIBBIDIBA, right? And I was like, my God, this is amazing. I just love how, it's like a really jumping in out of the world, like fighting with the director. It's just crazy. So far, I've been incredibly impressed by these VTuber guys. So we get to scraps up, right? And now we're gonna watch Gundam, right? I'm a big fan of Gundam, of course. I have reacted to the Gundam GQuuuuuuX, right, that this is about. And I think I actually have heard the song before then, because I'm guessing it's the ending, right? So I have seen the ending, of course. The ending is very Yuri roommates, right? Where the two main characters are living together and dancing and playing music and sleeping in the same bed. It's very roommatey. So I think I heard the song before then, right? This is a very, of course, classic roommate ending. And they were roommates? Like it's a lot of Yuri, undertone vibes, right, in this anime, especially of course after Suletta and Myrmonden in the previous Gundam then, Mercury, which I really love. I mean, I love Gundam, but yeah, Mercury is very, very good. I think it's an amazing anime. But anyway, one thing I want to point out though, with this ending here, is in Gundam anime, is that I love how this part is also a part of the storyline. So in the first episode, right, we see this ending, and they're dancing and living together and so forth, and they end up, like sleeping together and so forth, right? So very minor spoilers, but I just love how this part of the ending, right? Episode 1, of course, see the ending, but later in the show, this is actually a part of the storyline. Yeah, they actually like land on like Hawaii or something, and they live together in a house or something like that. And it's just like it's kind of cute because they walk into the ending when the song starts playing, and it's like, oh, it's actually part of the storyline. Yeah, because at first, of course, it didn't actually happen. But, it actually does happen now. Oh, it's beautiful. I just realized her name is Hoshimachi, and of course, the main character in Gundam is Machi. Coincidence? I think not, guys. Seriously though, I really loved all the Machu Picchu jokes. So check out the actual Susei official music video, and I guess it's like a live action blending into anime, whatever. Right? I mean, I don't know what to expect, but it's probably awesome. Let's go. So here we go. Yeah, so I've heard this song before. I have to admit them, but yeah. Okay, yeah, now it's like both live action and so on. It's gonna be my Machu Picchu. So immediately, right, this is what I love with her videos. This is like a mixture between, reality and anime and virtual reality, whatever, right? So, okay, first we see this, real person, right? And she's tired or whatever, then it becomes an anime, and then she falls into that bed tired, and then becomes a live action again, so to speak. So, yeah, I think it's really awesome. It does remind me of, for example, Panty Stocking, which is one of my favorite animes, right? It goes right now on Wednesdays, and, they also have these, like, live action scenes and the changing animation style and so forth, right? So this is awesome. I will, of course, admit that, yes, I heard some before many times than every episode of Gundam, but I still probably will actually title the video, like, first time listening, because it's better on YouTube, honestly. I admit it. It just goes better in the algorithms, but I heard some before. It's a great song, but I haven't heard, I suppose, the full version, right? I've only heard it in the anime context, which is like a shorter bit, so. But anyway, let's keep going. I'm just playing a video game too, and it's also interesting. Yeah, it's so interesting. Of course, she's playing Space Invaders, right? Absolutely. This is one of the most classic arcade games of all time. If you've never played it, you basically just move your character, left and right, and you shoot at these aliens coming down at you, right? Clearly, some of the characters you see are designed after the Gundam thing. You see Machu's, like, body, basically, her R2-D2 and so on, right? So, yeah, absolutely. And I guess, like, the character we see her, the anime character we see, she's like the pilot, I suppose, right? Of this, like, you know, yeah, Space Invaders arcade game, right? Which I guess she's playing on her phone, though, but yeah. Yeah, it's literally Space Invaders. Yeah. Vad happened? I got blend or I got transformed or something? Maybe she can isekai into the world. Yeah, isekai. She beat the game, she becomes the game. But it's isekai, right? Yeah, isekai. Yeah. Wait, it changed art now? Okay, I thought at first I hope I was gonna like fly into the, you know, into the phone. I was like, isekai time. But instead it kind of changed the art. That's interesting too, yeah. Like it was like it went from 8-bit to like 60-bit or something. Yeah, like it changed the graphical performance of the game, right? It's interesting. But I also like the whole panning of her working on like, you know, Excel or something like that, sitting at the PC, right, doing something boring like, oh, I'm doing a spreadsheet, and then it like turns into her playing an arcade machine back and forth. Yeah, that was like cute. It's kind of funny from a, from a mental standpoint, right? Like sitting at the computer, like doing a spreadsheet, it's really boring, but doing the exact same kind of hand motion, but it's playing a video game. Now it's super fun instead, yeah. Like, but it's very, very similar, right? Let's keep going with it. So yeah, this is new for me. This I heard. This is not in the this is not the Gundam. This is the middle part here, not at all. What happened now then? Now it's like a bit old. Now it's like more anime. Oh. I like a new dress now, yeah, it's cool. She's quitting. She's tired of her terrible job. Yeah, I guess she's resigning, right? It's awesome. But I like the storyline. Yeah, I guess it's quitting. But it definitely fits a lot of animes, right? And yeah, Japanese storytelling, but with isekai, not isekai, but other genre. Certainly have this storyline, right, of, you know, someone getting really bored of the job, someone hating the job, right? For example, we see it in HANABIE. It's also that LOVEBITES music video. I at least below for them, I had written them earlier this year. They also have a similar storyline, right, of a woman being tired, that she's having. But in both those, though, it was more like they also had like an abusive manager, right? That was like harassing, sexually harassing or something. Yeah, a little more like that, though. So they were darker and grimmer in those videos, especially in HANABIE, like grabbing her, you know. So yeah, so they're darker, but certainly a similar style of, how I say it. And this is a very Japanese thing, right? How you're stuck in this hamster wheel. You're stuck in this hamster wheel, right? Going to work every day is really boring. It's just filling out Excel spreadsheets. It's really, really unfulfilling job, right? And you get bored and then nothing really happens. And of course, playing this game for her, right, it's how she can relieve her stress, or she actually feels fulfillment, right? She's playing this video game, you know, going to the office and so forth, and going home, right? And they can give her her only life's pleasure, basically, and the rest of her life is really boring and so on. I also like the detail that inside the spaceship, she's actually controlling it like an arcade. She's controlling it with an arcade controller, right? Instead of having a typical spaceship, you know, buttons or whatever, she has like an arcade. Yeah, she's done it with an arcade stick. I should have my stick here with me now, but I used to play with my Leave It these days, but yeah. So, it's interesting. Yeah, she's super happy, she finally quit. She beat the game, and then she get finally quit the job. It's a great music video, interesting lyrics so forth, right? Because I feel that she has like a team, right? With like breaking free, right? Getting out of the machinery, And in order to, it's more like, like Caramel Pain, that's what I did last week. It's kind of like, oh, the virtual, the VTuber, she's trying to break free, right, from like the world she's stuck in. She's like a slave to the machine or whatever, but literally being inside the machine. And then she 3D prints herself out, right, to get out of that machine. Here instead, it's like in a similar mental stand, right, this woman is stuck in this terrible job, and she wants to break free from that, right. So it's it's a lot about freedom, yeah. So good lyrics. And in this part here, though, after she kind of broke free here, I guess, right? Or is it start of her breaking free, right? Because it's a kind, a little bit. This also was new. This new musical part was new for me here, right? Like I said, I have heard it, of course, in every episode of Gundam, then in GQuuuuuX. I've heard it 12 times before, actually, I guess. Because I never skip ending and opening. I never do that, I never skip opening and endings. I hate people do the anime. I also do every episode one. But anyway, my point is that this part here, in this like extended version, right, or the full version, yeah. So I had never heard. So I haven't really heard. It's kind of interesting, I feel, because this is a common thing when you're like me into anime opening and endings, right? Is that you hear the anime opening, let's say 500 times, right, in the actual like anime context, like Naruto, whatever, and then you finally hear it the first time in like a full context, right, at maybe even at a concert, but just at whatever YouTube and so on. They're like, oh, it's actually like 5 minutes longer, and it's like a bunch of other lyrics and like, whoa, this wasn't as different, I suppose, but this, yeah, it was like a minute here. I was like, oh yeah, this is completely new to me. This middle part here was like, oh yeah, this lyrics that I've heard before from this song, right, and that's how it is, right? The whole like anime opening and endings, this is an ending, right, they tend to cut away, I was calling it the transition part, right? So basically you have one part of the song, right, that, let's say it's like a 1 minute long, there's a middle part, then this part repeats again, right? So it's like, this here, this starts, then when this is over, this comes again, it's a loop, right? So that's how most songs are built up, right, like part A and part C are actually the same, right, for most music, I would say. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm almost like generalizing here, but I think overall, right, and they have the like transition or intermission part, right, in between, right. So you have two transitions, and you have an intermission in between. So the intermission part, completely new to me. Yeah, I was like, whoa, yeah, this here it comes, right. And that I mean is a common feeling, right? If you only heard a song before in like a TV-sized anime, yeah, you never heard the intermission bit nor the transition in between intermissions, right? So like the middle 1 minute there for me was completely new. I should put on a cool dress too, which reminds me of course of Machu Picchu. And like I said earlier, it is funny that the singer, her name is Hoshimachi. I was like, it's Machu Picchu, the same name. Yeah, but that was Machu is an interesting character if you haven't seen Gundam. I mean, I liked it. I don't think it was as good as Mercury Witch, right, or older Gundams, but it had its point. I think the problem though with why am I Gundam? I'm doing Gundam review now, but I'm gonna be very honest here. I think that I like UX, but I think a little bit of the problem was that it was probably too short, right? I think a lot of people said it too. Yeah, it's only one season. It should have been like double season, right? But I still recommend people watching it. The confusing bit though was a little bit that it's merging like the movie and they said the old characters. Obviously, Shash is the best character ever. But it's like, and to my understanding here, if I'm wrong, Susei here then she did the song right for the movie, right? That's what I'm coming to here. I'm blabbering over. My point is that she did the song first for the movie, right, and then it was put into the anime ending. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it works, right? And I think that makes this whole as an anime is a little bit weird then, because it's like part of the movie, right, and then it's its own anime, and then it's only like 2 episodes, but actually part of the episodes are actually the movie. So it's a little bit like it should have been a few more episodes longer. Like them, or they should have the movie just be a standalone completely instead of like explaining part of the movie in the episodes. It should have been like, no, we're doing it, whatever. It's hard to explain if you've seen it, but it's like a alternative timeline from the original storyline and so on. So it's a little bit. I mean, I haven't seen every Gundam anime, so I will admit it's a bit confusing. But anyway, yeah, I like this like Machu Picchu redness here. She's finally free, of course. You finally beat your favorite video game, you also feel free. Yeah, it's like playing Elden Ring or something. You finally beat, you're like, I'm free. No, I don't think so at all. Leave a comment below if you're like me, guys, but I actually hate beating games. I know that sounds weird, but that's been the same thing for me for any storyline, anime, and so forth too, right? It's I have a hard time actually like completing stuff, so I don't want it to end. Yeah, there are many games I played in my life where I play the game, you know, like 90%, right? And 95 maybe, and it's like one last dungeon, like one last boss fight. And I quit it, not because it's too hard or whatever, no, but I quit it for a while. So I wanted to end, you know, and then I kind of like go back to it like a month, like, okay, I have to beat it now. Like, I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to like finish it because I love it so much. So I don't know, yeah. Leave a comment if you do the same thing. And I have to say that starting doing the YouTube channel, and then of course reviewing games and also anime and so on, right, has definitely changed that for me then, because now I kind of like feel like I'm forced to, I'm forced, but I kind of like, you know, finishing, for example, Gundam, right, where honestly probably in like 10 years ago I probably would have just been like, watched maybe like the first 6-7 episodes, then probably I would wait for a bit, right, and then I will finish the last, like, you know, 4 or 5 whatever in one, like a binge, like the final bits. And now it's exciting, right, while eating like some candy or getting into it, something like that. So yeah, do you also feel the freedom when you get out here? That's how I think it is about it sometimes. But I do see how I changed my behavior, so I can of course like, you know, do like a proper review on YouTube or whatever, right? So I have to finish it, so to speak. Definitely changed the behavior from that with everything, both gaming and anime as well. But overall, I think it comes back to why I also really like these music videos from Suisei, right? Because this music video, just like her previous ones, is blending a bunch of different stuff, right? It's blending gaming culture, you're playing this classic Space Invader game, you know, so forth, right? It's blending anime, it's blending storytelling, it's blending, of course, reality, so yeah, I consistently really like her, the way she does the videos itself, right? Because it's so much thing happening, and like I always say in my anime opening reviews, I also really enjoy how it's always like a storyline, right? I really do like music videos, and it's a storyline. I want to see, you know, A to B to C, and I want it to be an actual story bit happening as well. I don't want it to just be a good song, even though of course a good song is important, but I think when you make a music video it has to also be a journey, right, plus a good song. And here because you see the journey of this woman finally getting free from the hamster wheel, so I really like that. And of course next week now we're gonna have new anime coming, right, with new openings. And I always say the thing is, this is my favorite part of the year, right, when I have new anime openings, because that's what I really like with anime music, right, is that they have that journey and the song right there. So I'm really excited to see, for example, My Hero Academia, Spike's Family, so on, right? They have fantastic openings. I was like crying when I saw the second Spike's Family opening. I think it's so beautiful. You know, when like Anya is running in, like it's playing with the leaf and so on. I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah, it's Bamboo Chicken, one of my favorite bands. It's so great, right? So, and now of course it's pretty free to go back, right? My Academia. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna subscribe for that, because I'm gonna do a lot of music reviews and reactions dance in these 2 coming weeks, right? It's probably gonna be like at least 1-2 more videos per day. That's how it goes. Yeah, like every time a new anime again then starts, right, the season starts, it's like, you know, I can double my video productions because it's so many music videos to go over, right? Yeah, but I really like it. And anyway, guys, you guys have a great day.